Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry. Welcome back to the channel. So today is January 28th. It's 8:08 in the morning, and I'm almost to the property. Heading back up to do some work on the foundation. We're going to get in some more bolts to shore up the foundation. Then I'm going to put in some cleats and get the bottom panels in. Those panels will be there to seal up the bottom of the foundation, and will also give me a surface to lay the insulation on. As the thumbnail suggests, I'm also going to give you some tips today on how you can build a cabin for yourself for free or practically free. Nothing is for free, but there's all sorts of ways, tips and tricks and money-saving ideas that I'm going to give to you today so that maybe you can do something like this. So if you are a return viewer, I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting the channel. Yesterday I hit 400 subscribers. Nice round number that I was hoping to hit soon, and I'm hoping to get to 500 maybe within the next month to month and a half. If you're a new viewer or you haven't subscribed yet and you are interested in building a cabin like this, please subscribe to the channel and follow along with our progress. Everything that I'm doing is pretty much coming out of my pocket. Any money that I'm going to spend on this is coming out of my pocket. I don't have anybody paying for this or anything, so it's as real as things get. So if I can do it, I'm sure you guys can do it too. Now you might be saying, oh, I don't have building experience, or I don't have the money to get the piece of property, or things like that. But I'm here to tell you that you can do it. If you're interested in buying a piece of property up in the UP, you can do it fairly cheap. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much I spent on my piece of property. I got 30 acres, but I will tell you that it was less than $2,000 an acre. And that's off-grid, of course. There are many other pieces of property in the UP that are off-grid that are even less expensive, and you don't have to get 30 acres. But if you're just interested in building a cabin and you don't need the property for that, you could get a 2-acre piece, a 5-acre piece. You probably spend less than 10 grand, 5 to 10 grand on a piece of property that's off-grid like that. So you could do it. You could definitely do it. As far as the money-saving techniques, I'll go over those throughout the video and give you some great tips on how you can practically build this cabin for free or your own cabin for free. I'm going to get my eyes back on the road. I got about a half an hour before I get to the property, and we're going to get started on some building once I get there. I've made it to the property. There's about 4 to 5 inches of snow up here. Not that bad. Driving in wasn't that hard. Got some wood in the truck today. Hopefully I can get all this done today. And throughout the video, I'm going to show you some tips on how to get this for practically free. Let's start by drilling some holes and getting all the bolts in. So I do now have a 5/8 drill bit that is quite long. So this will work. This will get the job done a lot faster than the last time I was here doing it with 2 different bits. All the holes are drilled. That made pretty quick work out of all those holes I had to drill. So now I'm going to start putting in the bolts, getting those tightened up. And the next thing is going to be all those 2x2s behind me. I'm going to start putting those in on the bottom, nailing those into place, and then we'll cut all the OSB to size and fit them inside of every one of these cavities. All of the bolts are in. Unfortunately, I do not have my nut girl with me today. She's back at home scrapbooking, so she's preserving memories while I build a cabin. So we're gonna throw these washers on every single one, and then these nuts. These nuts, yes. More video that will not be kid-friendly. All of the bolts are in and tightened down, so we're good to go there. That's another step finished. So next step now is to get these 2x2s in and cut my OSB to fit between each one of the floor joists. But before I do that, I'm going to give you tip number 1 for today on how to save money or get your materials for basically free. If you're building a cabin on a piece of property in the upper Midwest, shop at Menards, especially during the time that they give the 11% rebates. Now, the 11% rebates add up fast, and since I'm a contractor, they add up really fast for me. They may not add up as fast for someone who isn't a contractor, but if you do all your shopping there, not just your, wood needs and other material needs, but you can also get cereal and food and everything there. And pretty much during the 11% rebate days, everything is 11%. I usually spend anywhere between $20,000 and $40,000 a year at Menards because I'm picking up a lot of my materials from there. So I end up with anywhere between $2,200 and $4,400 a year in Menards rebates. They basically send you send in the receipt. The receipt at the bottom tells you exactly what the rebate is that you're going to be sending it in. I send in a bunch at a time. You do have a time limit, so you have to keep up on that to send in your receipts. But if you send them all in, they're going to send you back a little card, like a 3x5 card or something like that, with all your rebates on it. Now, the other thing that you can use is the Menards Big Card or the Contractor Card. You're going to get another 2 to 4% off that way, and they send that card to you at the end of the year. So after a year of charging stuff onto the card, you're going to get a 2 to 4% return on everything you put on that card, plus the 11%. So it adds up really quick. And so far, all the materials that I have used so far for the foundation have all been on rebates. Not a dime has come out of my pocket yet. So all the screws, nails, wood, cement, sonotubes, everything so far has been on rebates. All right, as you can see, I'm starting to put in all the cleats. So that's the idea. Just get all your cleats in on the bottom and set them with nails or screws or however you want. I'm going to turn off the camera for now. I'll show you the finished product after I'm all done putting in all the cleats. All right, so I have all of the cleats in, except for the last two sections down here where all my wood is right now. So I'm going to start cutting the OSB and laying it in between. You can see how I put these in. They're all the way down to the other side. So now we're just going to slip in OSB that will fit perfectly in there and close up those gaps. All right, I'm going to cut these at 14 1/4 wide by 8 feet long and start slipping them in. If you're good at cutting straight, you can just use the first piece to mark the next two. You should be able to get 3 out of each 8-foot sheet. That one's a little tight. There you go. That's pretty much how you do that. So I'm just going to cut some more, slip some more in, and then on the end, I'll have to cut them like at 43 or something like that. And so 43 by 14 1/4, most likely. And they should slip right in. And then I'll have the bottom on for everything, and I'll tack them all in. Well, it's coming along. Moving along pretty quickly. I think it's about 11:30 right now or so. So I might take a break in just a little bit, have some lunch. All right, so that's what it's going to look like. You just fill all the gaps with the OSB. Now those seams right there, I'm going to tape those off and close them up. And then all along the edges inside there, I'm going to do spray foam to seal everything up. I don't want anything getting up inside here, not even a ladybug. All right, it's lunchtime. It's about noon. So today I am having turkey breast, Swiss cheese on cranberry wild rice bread. I'm gonna have some red seedless grapes. Got a couple of hard-boiled eggs, the staple of Wisconsin, cheese curds. Even though I'm in the Upper Peninsula right now, still got to bring those with me. And a little berry blast. I was planning on coming up here yesterday, but I wasn't feeling too good, so I think I'm coming down with a little bit of something. I got a scratchy throat, and yesterday I had some body aches, so I've been pouring a bunch of vitamin C into my system. So while I'm having lunch, I'll give you guys some more tips on how to save some money when you're trying to build your cabin. So I talked earlier about shopping at Menards, and that's probably the best way, or one of the best ways, and using the credit card. There's other cards that you can get too. You can apply for Discover cards, which will give you cash back, in some cases 5% on purchases. I also have a Citi card that gives me about that, also 5%. The trick to getting cash out of that is do not let your balances roll over. If you let your balances roll over, you're going to lose all that 5%. I mean, because they're charging you 17 to 20% on anything that you have that's rolling over month to month. The other way to save some cash is to look on Facebook Marketplace, or look for storage units that old contractors that have gone out of business had. Sometimes contractors will store their stuff at different storage units, and then they go out of business and they don't ever come back for their stuff. And one other suggestion is maybe get to know a guy who does clean outs. When a house is foreclosed on, there's usually the bank ends up with the house, and the bank will hire a guy to go in and clean that house out. Now, I know two guys who do that for a living, and they make really good money, but they always come across stuff, and so they'll call me. One of the latest things that I got was 480 square feet of tile. It was a marble tile, and it was just sitting in a basement, and he wanted it gone. So he called me and asked me if I wanted it, and I said, yeah, how much? And he said $100. So 480 square feet of marble tile for $100, and all I had to do was go and get it. He made $100 for doing nothing. He didn't even have to take it out of the basement. So there's all sorts of ways of saving money, and then there's also ways of basically just getting free money. That's the best thing. If you live up in the upper Midwest and you're looking to buy a piece of property and build a cabin, I would suggest that you start buying stuff from Menards and save those rebate slips. Just spend as much as you can there. Go get as many things as you need for your household, food. They have some clothes there. They also sell appliances, things like that. So buy all your stuff from there and get your 11% rebates. Spin it over and build yourself a cabin. Well, it's time to eat. Well, everything is set for today. So I got everything I wanted to accomplish done today. And it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sun came out. It's beautiful right now. Next step is insulation, sealing everything up, and then putting the subfloor on. And after that, I could start raising walls. So that's exciting, incredibly exciting. I can't wait for that. When I get the walls up, now it's going to start looking like something. You know, it just looks like a big platform right now to put a chair on and sit there and look out into the woods for a while. But sooner or later, it's going to look like a cabin. So I hope you guys got some good information out of today's video. Hopefully what I told you about trying to save some money and maybe getting some stuff for free would help you out if you decide that you want to build a cabin. So good luck if you do. Thanks again for all the people who have subscribed. And for those who haven't subscribed, if you care to follow along and you like this kind of content, please subscribe. Take care, everybody, and I will see you in a couple of weeks, maybe next weekend. Who knows? Might be able to get up here. Talk to you later.